Here's a frustrating situation. You find after you've carved it that your material is not, well, it's flat, but it's not parallel. So what can you do? Well, other than resurfacing, you could mess with the zero plane. That works pretty well. I remember back in one of the free projects from Vectric where they messed around with the zero plane, changing the slope of it. Todd did a great job on this barbecue board where he used the slope of the zero plane to create a couple troughs to catch it and to drain the juices into a catch bin that he created, a little pocket that he created to catch all the juice. Digging that up, I ran that idea against a couple masters of Vectric software, see what they thought of the concept, and one came back and said that he had seen 12 zero planes used in a project. And I thought that was kind of interesting. So zero plane, what do we got? We've got a plane that gets put across the material surface. You've got limited control with it. You've got the combined modes. You've got the base height you can adjust. You've got a fade and you got a tilt. Tilt's in percent or degrees, excuse me, and the fade is in percentage, which I like because if I zero, I tilt it or fade it 100%, I know how much by the base height, and it makes it pretty straightforward. The slope on this project was about 54 thousandths of an inch. That's what I set the base height to and the fade to 100%. Setting the combine mode, subtract, makes it pretty straightforward. We're dropping the slope amount of 54 thousandths. Look at the bottom right, the highlighted area. That's where Z height is as we slide across the material surface. In the engraving toolpath, I selected a 60-degree V-bit. It's a PCB, diamond embedded V-bit, carbide. Works really good. The settings for this tool was cut depth of 50 thousandths, spindle speed of 14,000, feed rate of 12 inches per minute with a plunge rate of 6 inches per minute. A depth of 1.125, but the text is really too narrow for that depth. And the key point here is to make certain you set it to project on a 3D model. And take a look at the toolpath simulation. You'll see on the left-hand side, it looks like it cuts a little deeper. That's because of the slope that we put, and it's following the contour of the zero plane. The actual run of the test turned out pretty good. Look at it. It looks pretty consistent all the way across the 6 inches. That's the width of this project. And the depth looks pretty consistent. It worked out pretty good. Now let's see what else we can do with it. Let's kick it to the next step. So I had to check it out, see how well epoxy will go into these recesses. And let's take this next experiment a little bit further. Kick it up a notch. And I used this semi-gold flicker in there, and it turned out okay. Not probably the best colored contrast for the limestone, but it works. It has potential. Try it sometime. Thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy.